I have a regional focus on Turkey and the Middle East. What I'm mainly interested in is that this is a region where you can observe some tendencies and developments you would also find a bit delayed in other societies. These are developing societies where the impact of foreign interventions, of economic interventions, can be seen and observed much easier or faster in that sense, maybe not easier, but faster and earlier than in more developed, economically more developed societies. I think one of the major problems in dealing with the region is that many perceive the Middle East through a security prism. Anything that happens there is assessed and evaluated according to how it affects security in Western communities and societies. And I think that is actually an obstacle when you really want to understand what's going on there, if you judge and assess everything through the eyes of security. This is a very vast region, first of all. You have a bunch of different countries with very different historical developments. Societies are different, structures are different, so it's not a monolithic region as it is sometimes presented particularly in Western media, I have to say. So I think what is really important is to take notice of these differences, to integrate them into your analysis. And another thing is to leave aside cultural assumptions. I think this is also something that comes up very often in literature, but even more so in media analysis and coverage, that many things are explained through religion. It's mainly Islamic religion that is dominant in that region, and it's certainly an important factor, but it is not the only important factor that is kind of shaping culture and also persons in that sense. I think a general assumption is that in talking, for instance, about Northern African states, but also about Turkey, a major assumption is that the state is a very strong state, and that the state is kind of permeating society and having a tight grip on society. But when you look into the transformation of statehood and see also the effects of, as I said, neoliberal interventions in that region, you see that the state has actually lost its capacity and its capability to transform society, to shape society. So you might have an authoritarian state, but this state is not controlling societal developments. And this is an interesting, how should I say, phenomenon. We still have, in most of the cases, authoritarian states, but societal developments are independent from that state. And in most of the cases, regimes react to societal developments rather than kind of triggering them. I think what's really important for research is, when you're working on a specific region, is to have close contact with that region and to go there and do field research, which has become more and more difficult in my case, because you see a narrowing of the arena, political arena, and also of what is possible to kind of extract from that arena through interviews and talks with people. So you see a hardening of authoritarianism in many cases. Turkey is a good example for that, which makes field research much more difficult. But I think what's important is to follow developments, current developments, and combine them also with theoretical and more conceptual approaches.